Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land. Welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. Here we have a lifelike Union Pacific SW1200, number 1846. This is another of my Pasadena or Greater Houston Train Show purchases. And to open up the box, you squeeze here on the front where the single tab is, lift the lid, and disengage. That allows you to disengage the two locking tabs on the rear of the box, or top of the box. Remove this little plastic right here, protecting the locomotive, and the locomotive is now exposed. So, going through, we're going to take a look at some of the features on this engine. This is a DC engine, so no sound or digital command control to show off. You have this cool little zebra striping here and here. You have the Microtrain's magnetic couplers installed, but they're missing the trip pins. You have the main reservoir right here beside the fuel tank with the air lines, the air lines that go along with that. They're hard to see, but my camera apparently doesn't like zooming in on the details on this engine. You have some nicely done separately applied plastic grab irons or handrails here on the back of the locomotive, as well as on the pilots of the locomotive, and along the very front edge of the long hood of the locomotive, as is prototypically correct. These steps are very nicely done in that they are not a solid one-piece casting like you might have expected from a lifelike. This isn't a proto or anything. This is just a regular old lifelike, like a train set engine. You have this separately applied little cab step here. You have all the correct hood and latch detailing here. You have these cast on grab irons right here. All of the lettering and all of the paint is nicely applied, evenly applied, with crisp separation between the red pinstriping and the gray, the red, and the yellow. And the Union Pacific block lettering and numbering is done very nicely, as is the "Serves All the West" slogan on the cab. And of course the separation between the gray and the yellow on the cab roof is nicely done. You even have some little silver trim on the window for the window panes that's very cleanly separated from the yellow of the cab body. We pick the engine up and remove it from the cradle to look at the roof. You can see a nice evenly done paint job all the way through. You have the prototypically correct grille detailing here up top, as well as the prototypically correct headlight arrangement, the dual stacks, a separately applied plastic bell, and a separately applied single chime air horn, as well as the prototypically correct headlight arrangement on the rear, which we'll take a look at here in a little bit. Looking at the front of the engine, you get a better shot of the hand railings, front of the pilot, headlight arrangement, and you have the UP 1846 as well as the prototypically correct grille. Looking at the rear of the engine, I apologize, this really is the best I can do. You have windshield wipers here. You have, as I said, the separately applied plastic hand railings here, a cast-on cab step right here, and you do have the hood, you do have the latch and hinge detailing here for these boxes. There's no MU hoses or anything on the pilots, but you do have this stipulation here simulating safety tread on the pilots on both ends. You have safety tread on the walkways on the pilots and also on the steps themselves, which, as I said, while this is all a one-piece body, there's actually separation. Each step has a gap in between them, like you would see on the real thing. All right, so we have this little guy on the test track. Let's see what he does. Relatively nice motor control, speed control, although the coupler is a little temperamental from time to time. The engine does have directional lighting, by the way. So I'm not sure if it's a problem with the locomotive or a problem with the switch. I'm thinking it's a problem with the switch, as you saw it kind of stuttering there over the switch on the other end of the test track. But as you can see here, I can run this thing just fine with no problems back and forth over this one. So I'm thinking it's a bad switch, which, oh well, it is what it is. This is the only locomotive that I got at Pasadena that seems to have an issue with it. The only one of the three. So I'll see if I have another switch buried in the garage somewhere and try this again at another time before I, try getting it swapped out before I do the next review. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you found it entertaining and informative. And by and large, these are great little locomotives. At least this one is. Aside from the magnetic trip pin being missing from the couplers, which I don't use that anyway, that's really the only flaw I can find with this engine. I thank y'all for watching, and Texas Special out.